Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen, and this is New Year's Eve Medicine Walk. And for those of you who are on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. So first off, I want to wish everyone the absolute best possible New Year's. It's really cool to know that, when I look and see where people are viewing my episodes, both listening on Blog Talk Radio and on YouTube, and how many countries that people are tuning in on, and I'm so touched by that. Thank you so much. And for those of you who are in Australia, I have quite a few people who listen in Australia, so I know you, quite a while ago, hours ago, you celebrated your New Year's Eve. So I wish you every happiness, and for everybody between there and here, just, safe, wonderful, Happy New Year's, and I hope that the New Year's brings you every joy and every abundance. So, first off, I had planned on doing a live stream, and so we're kind of sort of plan Bing it, and let me just check and make sure that the lighting is okay, because I'm up here in my cabin, and up on my mountain, and the internet can be very, very temperamental, and this evening it is being very temperamental. So I didn't want the live stream to end up messed up and not to be able to work or to completely shut off. So what I've done is I've very hurriedly pre-recorded the episode that I'm going to do, and right now, as we speak, I am in the chat room. And so I'm there, and I'm live there. So for those of you who are on YouTube, please go in and you can enter the chat, and we can interact. And it's just such a special time of the year because it's about endings and beginnings. And no time of the year is more significant in this than New Year's Eve. So I wanted to make a special point, and I was really touched because I had people asking me, well, you didn't do a New Year's Eve thing last year, because I did it in 2017, and so I was asked if I would be doing one for for this year. And so I decided, you know what, I really would like to, because 2018 has been a very, very, very intense year on a lot of different levels. And for those of you who were affected by it, and who are in the process of healing from what things that happened in 2018, my best wishes, thoughts, and prayers to you. And I'm sorry, and I hope that 2019 will be much more gentle, and that you will find the healing and wellness and balance to kind of rebuild your world, because some people just had their whole worlds taken away from them. And while we can't get that back, we can work on building a new one, and we can support those who are in a space of having to build a new world for themselves. So if you're one of them, just blessings to you. And and we're not going to get political, we're not going to get anything like that. It's not so much about what people have believed and all the mechanisms and the minutia of it, but how it affected us, and what was it that this brought out for us. So 2018 was definitely a year that was a call to action. And I talked to a lot of people throughout the year, and I was amazed at how many people said, you know what, I was never interested in getting involved in anything, but this year I've been very, I've been active in working with groups that I support, and I've been more verbal about my feelings, and I've been supporting organizations that I really, resonate with. And I think that's wonderful. I think that in a lot of ways, while 2018, one of the things it taught us was we need to respect nature. We need to respect the earth. We need to respect, the forces that this planet is just based on, because, I mean, oh my gosh, volcanoes and tsunamis and hurricanes and all those things happening, you know, and there's a certain helplessness that goes with it. I had some very, very dear friends who, were just had their home completely devastated in the fire, the campfire, in Paradise, California. And, my home, twice this year, we had an issue with fires. And, like, pack up your car, get out type of things. And it was scary to feel so helpless in the face of something so huge that you couldn't control. And I mean, blessings and gratitude for first responders and all those who fought tirelessly to save our homes and save our lives, and the people that are out there helping, to rebuild and put things back together and clear stuff out. I mean, they're just amazing. And I know that that's not an easy job. And the fact that they're willing to do it is just, I mean, that's worthy of deep gratitude and deep thanks. And if you're one of them, thank you. So another thing about 2018 was that we ended up having, like, just so much polarizing activity and emotions and energy, and the idea of, a lot of shouting and a lot of anger. Now, I know that that makes the press. I know that gets advertisement. And I also believe that there were a lot of people who were just talking. There were a lot of people who were opening up conversations, saying, hey, yeah, the way that I usually open up something like that is, I don't understand why you feel the way you do, but I would like to. Can you explain it to me? And I have heard of a lot of people who opened up conversations about things that they were concerned about, and actually found that, even with people they thought they disagreed with, in a lot of cases, they found at least little ways to communicate. And I think that is awesome. Sometimes it takes a whole bunch of very intense stuff to get people to wake up and say, oh wow, the world isn't as safe or as sweet a place or as calm a place as I wanted to think it was. Now we've got to do something. We've got to fix this. We've got to be active and proactive. This thing is like a train without an engineer, but we can get it back under control. So the idea that, people are really getting together and talking about what they feel and talking about their ideas and their opinions. And one of the groups that I am most enthused about are young people. I've got 2 sons, and, they're grown men now. And I remember when they were in school, and the idea that they would go to school and that something horrible could happen to them. I mean, I don't even know how I would have dealt with that thought. And yet it became a frightening and terrible reality, over and over and over again. And so these young people, who are all stepping up from all over the place, saying, hey, no, this is our world too. We want to say in it. You're going to listen to what we have to say. And what they have to say is really insightful. And there's a lot of young people out there who just are wanting to know and to participate and to be involved and to create positive change. And they're the ones who are getting this whole mess. They're the ones who are the leaders. One of them is going to one day be president of this country. So I really honor them. I honor the fact that they want to be a part of this world and the running of it and the management of it, and to create ways to make it better. So that's a very cool thing about 2018. Another thing about 2018 that I think was very, very important is that even though we were shown the worst, the best always came out. There would be groups of people who, maybe were saying really mean things and really bad things and hateful things. And then we see a crisis happen, and we see people all over the place, just going in to help. When fires would happen, people would come in and, they were helping with people. They were volunteering, donating items and collecting money and making sure people were okay. And it's so good to see that part come out. And that's the reflex. And I think that it would be really cool if, maybe that were focused on a little more. Where people are getting together and doing things. Where people are speaking out against injustice. They're not just, there's been a lot of videos where, somebody's getting picked on. And a total stranger will come up and say, hey, that's not right. You knock that off. And the fact that people are willing to step forward now, I think that it is that call to action. It is that place of, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna take care of this. And we're gonna take care of each other. So that has been a very important aspect of 2018. There's a lot of divisiveness, but a lot of places where people have come together. A lot of places where people have embraced that idea that we are more together than we are apart. There's a lot of this, but I think there's also a lot of this. And in fact, I think there's more of this happening. There's more people reaching out to one another and people embracing one another and people, just reaching that place of, you're just another person and I want to help you. And I'm here for you. It's in the dark that light shines brightest. And in a lot of ways, 2018 had a lot of darkness to it. But there's also light. So, whatever you went through in 2018, maybe it didn't go right. I mean, and maybe it wasn't even big on the scale of, oh my God, something big. Maybe it's just in your personal life. Maybe 2018 was not so hot. Maybe, there were mistakes. Maybe you look back on it and go, wow, I could have done this better and I could have done that better and I could have done that better. And there's a real, thing that we kind of have about beating ourselves up. We don't have to beat ourselves up. We don't have to, just dwell on what it is we didn't get accomplished in 2018, because that'll make us all crazy. We all have stuff that we wish that we had taken care of or we wish that we had done. It's over. It's done. If you had to get it done in 2018 and you didn't, you didn't. Accept it, learn from it, and say, you know what, 2018 is going to be better, or 2019 is going to be better. I'm going to do better in this because I learned from the stuff that didn't work out. Now I know what will work out. So it's okay to kind of, do a debrief like, well, okay, this didn't work out the way I'd hoped, this didn't work out the way I'd hoped, and just think of all the things that you now know that you didn't. So it's about moving forward. It's about gaining. It's about finding, and I just want to make sure, because I'm recording also, and I want to make sure that the recording is, the audio is working as well as the video. So hold on, technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. We're all right. I just didn't want to lose the radio or the Blog Talk Radio thing. So anyway, accept what went on, let it go. If it didn't work, it didn't work, but you learned something. Make a point, write down those things that you learned. Figure out and actually sit down and without judgment, look at what worked, looked at didn't, and look at what you learned from it. And that part, that third part, is going to really serve you well in 2019. Just don't get wrapped up in, blame, shame, blame, and badness. Because that's not going to get you anywhere. That's going to take all that yuck from 2018 into 2019, and it will make all of what you learned pointless if you don't disseminate what it is that you want and to be able to move forward. So, 2018, goodbye, blessings, take care, gone. 2019, Happy New Year. For those of you here in the States, we're like one of the last ones to celebrate it. But what is it that you want to bring in for 2019? What are the lessons that you learned? What is the wisdom that you gained from 2018? Because 2018 was the call to action. 2019 is the action. 2019 is the choice. 2019 is the opportunity and the possibilities of what it is that we can do collectively, or individually, for the world or just for ourselves. So think of what it is. And when we look at, New Year's, one of the favorite things is New Year's resolutions. And I've been posting on Twitter resolutions. And it was kind of fun because in trying to think of resolutions that people would be able to enjoy. I mean, it's like, what are the big ones? Well, I'm going to start exercising every day and lose weight. Or I'm going to, get that job. Or I'm going to, all the things that you're going to do or that you think you're going to do or that you want to do, but you don't. Win the lottery or write that book. Whatever it is you choose, put in some fun. Resolve that at least once a month you're going to do something fun for yourself. That, you're going to go to an art exhibit or go to a movie. You're going to treat yourself to something. You could resolve that you are going to, if you have a neighbor that you've never met, go and say hello. If you see him outside, say hi and introduce yourself. Get to know your neighbors. And, when I was growing up, everybody lived in the same place and everybody's parents always had the same house and we all went to school together. So there was a strong sense of neighborhood. And then it started where a lot of people were moving to a lot of different places and people had to move far away because of their jobs or for whatever reason. So, there was this sort of transitional thing to neighborhoods. And it was difficult to get to know people. So get to know a neighbor. You can resolve to do that. You can resolve to, a lot of people, it's like, well, I'm going to do charity work. And that's great. If maybe you want to go and serve a meal at a soup kitchen, resolve at least one time. Now, you can resolve to do it one time and do it as many times as you want. But you could resolve at least one time to do, to go and volunteer somewhere. Well, maybe serving at a soup kitchen isn't your thing. Maybe you prefer to read. Well, a lot of libraries offer programs where people can volunteer to come in and read to kids. Well, maybe reading to kids isn't your thing. You can volunteer at an animal shelter and go in and help take care of the animals. There's lots of opportunities to volunteer. And whatever it is that your interest is, more than likely you can find an organization that could use some help. You can donate blood. A lot of people do that. A lot of people, and there's always a need, especially around times when there's a lot of crisis going on. So if you've never done it, go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter what you resolve, but decide why you're resolving to do it. Why you want to do it. Why you're called to take this particular action. And use that as a way to look at yourself. It's like, okay, what is it that I want to do in the world? What is it that moves me? What is it that you want to be the thing that at the end of 2019, you'll go, you know what? My favorite part of 2019 was when I did whatever. Have that be your resolution. That at the end of 2019, you're going to think of all the things that were your favorite parts about the year. And if that means serving others, great. Or if it means just, maybe you decide that, once a day you will make a healthy food choice. At least once a day you will make a healthy food choice, or a healthy choice, or you'll go for a walk, or you'll do whatever. Start small. Don't resolve that you're going to go to the gym every day, because it's not going to happen. If you're going from like 0 to 60, no. Take time to, just like, what, I'm going to take the stairs instead of the elevator. Or, if the store is close, I'll walk there and walk back. Or you'll get a bicycle or something like that you can start off in little increments and grow it from there. This is not about changing your life in 1 year. It's about possibilities and trying things out. What do you want to try in 2019? Try something, anything. As long as it makes you happy, as long as it is something that gives you balance and allows you to kind of embrace that adventure, that almost childlike curiosity. What are you curious about that you would like to know in 2019? Make a resolution to learn something you didn't know. It doesn't matter what it is, just that you do it and it gives you pleasure. And at the end of the year, whatever you resolved to do, when you look back on it, there was something you learned in some way that you grew from it. Don't just make a resolution to, well, I'm going to lose weight. Make the resolution, I'm going to find ways that allows my body to feel better. I mean, the weight will happen if, certain things change. But that's okay. So, embrace that. It's 2019 is the action. 2018 was the call. What's your action going to be? What do you want your action to be? And go from there. You can't get it wrong. You can't, if you try something that doesn't work out, well, at least you tried it. And now you know it doesn't work out. And then you move on to something else. In 2019, I'm going to be trying some different things, for the channel. And, I'm going to work on, moving things up and getting things more precise, and learning some new skills and learning new editing skills and incorporating music in. And, there's a couple of projects that I'm thinking about doing that, that I'm going to give it a try. So, thank you for joining me, and I sincerely do thank you. I thank you for watching these videos. I thank you for sharing this space. I thank you for, those of you who have given me kind words and encouragement. I really thank you for that. This is all new, and I feel that it's getting, kind of progressively better, and I'm learning new things, and I look forward to learning more. And I'm very optimistic about 2019. I mean, there's going to be parts that are going to suck, and the saying that I have is, life is fun until it isn't, and it sucks until it doesn't. But that means that no matter how fun it is, at some point it's going to suck, so be ready for that. But no matter how much it sucks, at some point it's going to be fun again, so be ready for that. Don't be attached to staying in a particular place. None of us are always happy. But the times that we're not, we can remember, okay, this will pass, and there's something for me to learn from it. So that's the trick, just move through. So thank you. And if you would like to support this channel, if you'd like to support me, then you can comment, you can like the video, you can share the video. You can subscribe, because I'm working on, trying to figure out ways that I can increase the subscribers and build the community more. And if you have any ideas on that, please let me know. If you have any ideas on something that you would like to suggest for me, please. Like I said, I'm in the comment section now and answering things, so please feel free to participate in that way. And also, if you would like to sponsor me, you can go to, in the descriptions, there's a link for my Patreon account. So you can go there and you can sponsor. But either way, it's going to be interesting to see how things evolve, because we're all evolving. None of us are going to be in 2019 who we were in 2018, and at the same time, who we become is going to be based on who we are, who we've been. And that's kind of, how do we get here from there? We grow. We make mistakes. We have victories. We have failures. We fail. We succeed. And we keep trying. And that's all we can do. That's all we can know to do. Just keep trying. And I know it gets hard, but I believe in you. And I really appreciate that, those of you who believe in me. But as long as we believe in each other, as long as we support each other, as long as we just, keep fighting the good fight and stay in there, we can't lose unless we give up. And even if what you want out of life looks like it's going to be on the other side of a very long, hard journey, it's okay. Because it's your journey. And whatever it is that you find at the end of it, I have the feeling you're going to find that it was well worth everything that you went through to get there. So hang in there. Don't give up. And I'm here believing in you. I know I don't know you. I may not know you personally, but I believe in you. And sometimes just hearing somebody say, I believe in you, is enough to get you over the edge. Keep that in mind when you're dealing with other people, when you're dealing with folks maybe who are going through a tough time. Consider telling them, hey, I believe in you. Hey, that would make a great resolution. New Year's resolution. Tell somebody on a regular basis that you believe in them, especially in the mirror first thing in the morning. Well, thank you. Happy New Year. Happiest of possible next 365 days. I hope you find peace. I hope you find joy. I hope you find love. I hope you find abundance. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you and Happy New Year.